The cosmos is vast and indifferent, a silent expanse stretching endlessly into the unknown. But tonight, the darkness stirs. From the void emerges an armada sleek, ominous, and relentless. The Zorthian warships glide through the abyss, their hulls forged from obsidian alloys that drink in the surrounding starlight, leaving them as shifting shadows against the cosmos. Each vessel hums with power, an orchestra of unseen forces vibrating beneath their surface. Along their spines, arrays of plasma turrets and particle destabilizers gleam with a cold, otherworldly glow, tools of annihilation, capable of unraveling matter at its most fundamental level. The faintest flicker of energy along their structure is a whispered promise of destruction. Entire moons could be reduced to dust before their weapons even reached full capacity. Deep within the heart of the largest warship, the Zorthian flagship, Zenith Imperium, the High Council convenes. The chamber is vast and eerily quiet, save for the soft hum of hovering control panels, their displays flickering with streams of alien data. Holographic star maps shift and swirl above them, ethereal lines tracing the borders of conquered worlds. The Zorthians themselves are a sight to behold. Their forms are tall and elongated, their skin imbued with an iridescent sheen that shifts under the artificial lighting. Their eyes, voids of pure, luminous silver, pierce through the dim glow of the chamber. They do not speak with voices alone, their thoughts ripple through the air in unseen waves, an unspoken language of power and authority. At the center of them all stands Prim Archvaldher, a being whose presence exudes control and calculation. His gaze flickers between the projections before him, his expression unreadable. He gestures, and the holographic display shifts, revealing a new world. A small, insignificant blue-green sphere. It is Earth. There is no sense of urgency in the room. No tension. To the Zorthians, this is not war. This is administration. The mere act of acknowledging the conquest already makes it inevitable. Their philosophy is simple: enlightened domination. They do not conquer through brute force, at least, not at first. Where others pillage, they restructure. Where others enslave, they reshape. Their victims do not even realize they are submitting until it is too late. This is not cruelty. It is order. And yet, in their cold and calculated arrogance, the Zorthians fail to comprehend the true nature of what lies ahead. They believe they are about to seize another world. They do not realize they are walking into the unknown. The image of Earth rotates lazily in the projection, a delicate marble adrift in the abyss. Its oceans shimmer in the artificial light of the hologram, its clouds swirl with quiet elegance. To an unknowing observer, the planet might even seem tranquil. But as Zorthian intelligence reports flood into the chamber, a very different reality emerges. This world is not unified. It is fractured, divided into warring factions, clashing ideologies, and an endless cycle of self-destruction. Humanity, despite its intelligence, has remained incapable of unity. They squabble over land, resources, belief systems, battles fought with as much passion as they are with inefficiency. The council members regard this information with something bordering on amusement. One of them, a tactician known as arch-strategist Xiphos, lets out a low chuckle, the alien equivalent of a smirk curling at the edges of his expression. This will be easy, he muses, tapping a clawed finger against the projection. A species so divided cannot hope to resist us. The others nod in agreement. The Earthlings are a curiosity at best, a nuisance at worst. Their weapons are crude, their wars laughably small-scale compared to the grand conflicts that have raged across the stars. Even their most advanced technology is barely equivalent to the scrap metal found in the outer colonies of the Zorthian Dominion. The decision is not debated. There is no need. This world will fall. The Zorthians expect no resistance. They expect no surprises. They are wrong. A stillness settles over the world. Then, a shadow falls. Above every major city, colossal ships descend from the void, blotting out the sky like silent harbingers of fate. They hover vast, seamless monoliths of alien design, their surfaces absorbing light rather than reflecting it, making them appear as gaping voids against the heavens. They emit no sound, no hum of engines, only an unnatural, suffocating stillness. Below, the streets grind to a halt. Traffic stops mid-motion, pedestrians frozen in place, their faces turned skyward. A creeping dread slithers through the air as the realization sinks in. This is not a hoax. This is not a drill. The sky itself has been claimed. Then, without warning, every screen on the planet, televisions, phones, billboards, even those not connected to any known network, blinks to life. A figure appears. The Zorthian commander, a being of unsettling symmetry, stands before a pulsating wall of alien symbols. His skin is a shifting spectrum of metallic hues, his elongated features carved with cold precision. His eyes, silver voids devoid of emotion, scan the unseen billions watching him. When he speaks, his voice is not spoken, it is imposed. It resonates from every device, not in a singular tone, but in all languages at once, a chorus of eerie synchronization. People of Earth, you are now subjects of the Zorthian dominion. Surrender unconditionally within 7 of your planetary cycles, or face annihilation. Your compliance will ensure your survival. Resistance is futile. The words hang in the air, sinking deep into the collective consciousness of the planet. Then, as if to hammer the message into history, the skies ignite with projection. Above every world capital, a holographic display unfurls, an awe-inspiring, terrifying sight. The entire Zorthian fleet is revealed in its full, overwhelming scale. Hundreds, thousands of warships stretch beyond the horizon, their formations eerily perfect, their weapons thrumming with restrained power. It is not a mere show of force. It is an executioner revealing the blade before the sentence. On Earth, world leaders scramble. Emergency broadcasts override regular programming. Governments declare martial law, activating protocols prepared for war but never meant to be used. Behind closed doors, military strategists whisper in hushed tones, aware of the futility of conventional resistance. The world holds its breath. And then, something unexpected happens. At first, it's barely noticeable, a single flicker in the vast ocean of digital panic. A lone post appears online, a hastily edited image of a Zorthian warship, its sleek, menacing design crudely drawn with thick cartoon lines. Beneath it, the caption reads, "Nice UFO, bro. Where's the Wi-Fi?" It is meant as a joke. A defiant chuckle in the face of an overwhelming force. But within hours, it spreads like wildfire. Social media erupts. Memes flood the internet. Clips of the ultimatum are spliced into satirical skits, overlaid with dramatic music or auto-tuned into absurd remixes. Someone photoshops the Zorthian commander holding a "Take me to your leader" sign, his imposing figure reduced to a punchline. A viral dance trend emerges mocking the Zorthians' eerie stillness, people sway in unison under their ships, mimicking their silent hover. Late-night talk shows treat the invasion like a publicity stunt. Popular influencers live stream their reactions, rating the alien threat on a scale of 1 to 10. Some claim it's a hoax. Others theorize it's an elaborate marketing campaign. A betting site opens wagers on whether the ships will actually do anything. In government war rooms, intelligence analysts scramble to decipher military responses only to be overwhelmed by the sheer chaos of civilian activity. Their screens, meant to monitor global security feeds, are instead flooded with nonsensical transmissions, prank calls to emergency lines claiming to be Zorthian defectors, news stations hijacked by comedians conducting serious interviews with Zorthian memes, and a bizarre influx of handwritten invitations to alien diplomatic summits hosted at fast food chains. On board the Zenith Imperium, the Zorthian High Council watches. Their control panels are flooded with intercepted human transmissions. The memes. The jokes. The laughter. A tense silence falls over the chamber. The holographic display flickers as thousands of images scroll past, each more baffling than the last. One of them speaks, his voice tinged with confusion. Why are they not afraid? Another council member gestures toward the projections, his silver eyes narrowing. Do they not comprehend the gravity of this situation? Prim Archvaldher remains silent, his gaze locked onto the endless streams of mockery, humor, and absurdity. This was not part of the calculated responses they had anticipated. No records, no conquered civilizations, no species in the known galaxy had ever reacted like this. They had prepared for fear. They had prepared for resistance. They had not prepared for indifference. A heavy silence engulfs the bridge of the Zorthian flagship, the Zenith Imperium. The air hums with restrained energy, a storm on the verge of breaking. Commander Unwavering Precision stands at the heart of it, his angular form rigid, his silver-etched armor glinting under the cold glow of control panels. His name has been spoken with reverence and fear across countless conquered worlds. He is a being of strategy, a war machine carved from the principles of dominance and precision. And yet, as he stares at the holographic feeds displaying humans laughing, his expression is one of pure, unbridled fury. He watches the memes scroll past his face crudely edited onto the body of a bumbling cartoon villain, captions mocking his ultimatum. A clip plays in an endless loop, altering his speech to sound like a child throwing a tantrum. The sound of human laughter echoes through the chamber. His fists tighten. This is mockery. This is defiance. How dare they? A deep, guttural snarl escapes him as he slams his fist against the command console. The force sends a crackling pulse through the bridge, making nearby officers flinch. His patience is gone. Enough, he growls, his voice like grinding metal. His command reverberates through the fleet, a signal of escalating wrath. Prepare a show of force. If they will not take us seriously, we shall force them to. Around him, Zorthian officers scramble into action. The fleet awakens. Engines burn hotter, weapons begin to hum with stored energy, targeting systems lock onto Earth's surface. A demonstration is coming. The games are over. Far above Earth, within the black void of space, the Zorthian warship Oblivion Spear moves into position. Its weapons core pulses like the heart of a sleeping god, waiting to unleash destruction. The target is chosen, a barren stretch of desert, devoid of life. No innocents will die today. But the message must be clear. A single command is given. Fire. A moment of silence. Then, a pillar of white-hot energy lances down from the heavens, piercing Earth's atmosphere with terrifying speed. The sky ignites, turning a furious shade of violet as the air itself recoils from the assault. The ground below erupts in an explosion so immense it can be seen from space. A shock wave of raw power expands outward, ripping across the barren landscape, hurling mountains of dust into the stratosphere. The earth is torn apart, leaving behind a crater so vast, so impossibly deep, it seems to gape like a wound in the planet's surface. From orbit, the devastation is breathtaking. The message is unmistakable. This is what awaits your cities, your homes, your world. And yet, Earth does not react as expected. A moment of stillness follows. Then, as the dust settles, the internet explodes not in terror, but in laughter. A wave of sarcasm and disbelief sweeps across social media. Videos appear within minutes. Nice light show. Someone adds generic Hollywood explosion sound effects over the blast footage. Aliens miss their target, first strike is a dud. A fake news anchor delivers the headline while barely containing laughter. A YouTuber breaks down the explosion, claiming the visuals look like bad CGI. Meme edits replace the crater with a child's sandbox, mocking the Zorthians' supposed power. Unwavering precision watches all of it. He watches as the shock and awe of his demonstration crumbles into another joke. The very thing meant to strike fear into the human heart, has become entertainment. His clawed fingers tighten around the edges of his console, his jaw locking. The humans were supposed to break. Instead, they are laughing harder. And for the first time in his long, victorious career, Commander Unwavering Precision feels something unfamiliar. A creeping, cold unease. The Zorthian war machine has conquered countless civilizations. They have crushed empires that resisted, raised worlds that dared to defy them, and bent the wills of leaders who once thought themselves unbreakable. But this is different. Humanity is not reacting as they should. The fear that should have crippled them, never came. Instead, the Zorthians are met with something far worse than resistance. They are met with absurdity. Unwavering Precision watches from the bridge of his flagship, his mind racing to decipher the madness. On the war monitors, he sees footage of humans dressed in ridiculous costumes, taunting Zorthian reconnaissance drones. One human waves a welcome banner reading, "Take me to your leader, I have complaints." Another sits atop a rooftop, holding a sign that says, "Bring back the McRib or leave." Someone, somewhere, has hacked into the Zorthian communication frequency and is blasting "Never gonna give you up" across the fleet. This is not how war works. This species, one of his officers murmurs, his bioluminescent eyes flickering with uncertainty. They do not react rationally. Humanity's greatest weapon is not technology, nor strategy. It is their unpredictability. And unpredictability is the one thing the Zorthian Dominion cannot counter. Unwavering Precision knows they must adapt. He straightens, his cold resolve hardening. Deploy the ground forces. His voice is steady, absolute. We will take their cities by force. He still believes victory is inevitable. He is wrong. The Zorthian dropships descend, slicing through Earth's atmosphere like black daggers. They move with terrifying precision, guided by intelligence that has never failed them. They expect a swift, calculated takeover. They are about to learn. The first wave of Zorthian soldiers, elite warriors clad in impenetrable armor, touches down in a major Earth city. Their scanners sweep the streets. No movement. No resistance. Nothing. The city is eerily silent. The Zorthians move forward cautiously, their weapons at the ready. This should be easy. Then, the first explosion erupts. A shock wave rips through the street, sending debris into the air. The invasion force is thrown into chaos. Buildings collapse, the once clear alleyways become death traps. And then, humans emerge. Not in formation. Not as an organized military force. They come from everywhere and nowhere at once, civilians armed with whatever they can find, shadowy figures darting across rooftops, unseen assailants striking from behind. A construction crane swings to life, smashing into a Zorthian transport. A seemingly abandoned car explodes, taking out an entire squad. Molotov cocktails rain from apartment windows, igniting supply drops before they hit the ground. This is not a war zone. It is a maze of chaos. The Zorthians, bred and trained for conventional warfare, cannot comprehend this kind of combat. Their weapons are advanced, their armor nearly indestructible, but they were never prepared for an enemy that fights like this. A lone human sprints past a squad of Zorthian warriors, throws a bag of fireworks into the air, and vanishes. A drone-mounted speaker begins blaring Fortunate Son at max volume as unseen snipers pick off soldiers. Someone hijacks a captured Zorthian mech and begins moonwalking with it, broadcasting the footage online. The Zorthians falter. Their precision means nothing against a force that refuses to follow any rules. And somewhere in the chaos, as unwavering precision watches the footage from his warship. For the first time in his life, he feels doubt. The Zorthians march forward, expecting an organized resistance, lines of soldiers, strategic defenses, a fight that follows the rules of war. They could not be more wrong. The battlefield is not a battlefield. It is a city, an unpredictable labyrinth where every street, every alley, every building is a weapon. They enter an intersection, scanning for threats. Silence. And then chaos erupts. A grocery store, seemingly abandoned, suddenly bursts open. Civilians turned fighters emerge, hurling explosives made from household items. A public bus, rigged with makeshift artillery, careens down the street, its doors flinging open as humans leap out, attacking from all sides. A skyscraper's electronic billboard flickers to life, mocking messages flash across it, "Welcome to Earth, prepare to lose." The Zorthians are trained for precision, for order, for calculated warfare. But there is no calculation here. Humans strike and vanish. They use the city itself as a weapon, blending into crowds, launching attacks from sewer tunnels, turning everyday objects into instruments of war. A child's drone, seemingly harmless, swoops over a squad of Zorthians, then detonates in a fiery explosion. Civilians dressed as Zorthians charge toward the invaders, screaming nonsense in an alien accent, causing mass confusion. Someone hijacks a robotic street cleaner, strapping it with fireworks and sending it rolling toward an enemy stronghold. For the first time, the Zorthians are losing. Their technology is superior. Their soldiers are stronger. Their fleet is unmatched. But none of that matters. Because they cannot predict insanity. The Zorthian war machine, once unshakable, begins to crack. It starts with the whispers. Their communication channels, once secure, are suddenly compromised. At first, it's distorted static, faint voices whispering in their own language, taunts, nonsense, threats that don't make sense but burrow into their minds. Then, the music starts. A single Zorthian soldier, standing guard, hears something through his comms, a strange, rhythmic sound. "Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down." More reports come in. Zorthian soldiers, mid-battle, suddenly frozen in confusion as human music blasts through their helmets. Classical earth opera booms across their communication lines, drowning out orders. Soldiers hear their own battle reports being read back to them but remixed into absurd poetry. Distorted human laughter echoes in their earpieces, growing louder and louder until some rip off their helmets in frustration. The disciplined Zorthian army begins to unravel. They hesitate. They misfire. And then the fear sets in. These humans are not just fighting back. They are enjoying this. Commander Unwavering Precision watches the battlefield reports with growing horror. His soldiers, his perfect, disciplined warriors are breaking. He grips the edge of his command console, his bioluminescent eyes flickering with something he has never felt before. Doubt. And then, the order he never thought he'd give. Retreat. The unstoppable Zorthian dominion has never known defeat. Until now. Their warships, once a symbol of absolute power, now flee Earth's atmosphere, their sleek forms scarred and battered. Below, humanity erupts in celebration. Fighter jets soar through the sky, escorting the retreating invaders out of their world. Fireworks explode above the cities. And the memes, oh, the memes. Zorthians rage quit war, live footage. Area 51 guards watching their prisoners escape. A video of unwavering precision, edited to look like he's flipping a game table, captioned, GG no re. Aboard his flagship, Commander Unwavering Precision says nothing. He simply watches Earth shrink in the distance, his mind racing. They came here believing humans were weak. That their chaos was their downfall. But now, he sees the truth. Their chaos is their strength. For the first time in his life, he is uncertain. And deep down, a chilling realization takes hold. The Zorthians may never return. The Zorthians came expecting order, submission, and fear. Instead, they found chaos, defiance, and an enemy unlike any they had ever faced. No matter how advanced their technology, how precise their strategies, they could not anticipate the sheer absurdity of human nature. Memes, sabotage, unpredictable tactics. Earth did not fight like an empire. Earth fought like a punchline to a cosmic joke. And in the end, the greatest war machine in the galaxy did not fall to weapons, nor diplomacy, but to the one force they could never prepare for. Humanity's unbreakable, relentless refusal to take anything seriously.